Hey there, friends. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Dan. I am a golf coach based in New York City. If you're new here, thank you for checking us out. Consider hitting the subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. And if you're coming back from a previous video, I appreciate that. Thanks for sticking with me. So, today we're going to talk about the 3 steps to pivoting in your golf swing. What is pivoting in your golf swing? Well, this is how I look at it. I was lucky enough to work for a guy, I worked for his company, Dave Ledbetter, and they have a great way of organizing information. That's one of the best things I took away from my time there. And one way, my favorite way they organize information is what they would call the 3 P's to your golf swing. That's preparation, pivot, positions. Great. Preparation is how you're standing to the ball, how you hold the club, grip, ball position, alignments, posture, everything about setup or the address position. And then the other 2 P's, pivot and positions, are looking at movement but in different categories. Pivot is all about how the trunk, and this is just my interpretation of this, right? This is all in my head. This is, but I wanted to mention that I learned a lot of this from them, right? I'm not transferring their information per se, but this is where I learned it. I didn't come up with it originally, all right? So anyway, the pivot, it's how the legs and body move through the swing. So it's everything that does not involve your arms, hands, wrists, and the club, right? Oops, sorry, knocked into the mic there. That probably didn't sound good. Anyway, so you have your preparation, your pivot, and your positions. I just got done filming a video on takeaway versus delivery. I don't know what order I'm going to put these up in, but that'll be up. And I just got done talking as well in my previous video that I posted that's already out there about steep versus shallow, and talking about shallowing in other videos. There's a lot that goes into that, but a lot of that has been about positions, how your hands and arms are maneuvering the club, your wrists, all that stuff. Today is all about the pivot. So let me not waste any more time. I look at the pivot in 3 steps. Before we get into the steps, I want to just cover one thing, right? When I'm looking at this movement, we're going to look at 2 key kinds of movement, and that's going to be lateral shifting, right? And then rotational turning. And when I kind of talk about this turn, I'm exaggerating it right now. I want you to focus on how I change the flex of my knees. That, in my opinion, really helps this turn. I talk to people all the time. I'm not mobile, I'm stiff, right? I'm not flexible, so I can't turn as much as I want. Fair, right? That's probably true. But so many people could turn a lot more than they realized they could if they did 2 things, okay? If they just flared their feet, their toes out a bit, and then started really working the knees, right? Because if I do that, you can kind of see how the hips start to circle around in this turn, and that can be very, very helpful for your golf swing. So let's break it down into 3 steps, right? The step 1 is going to be 2 moves in one, but we're going to make it 1 step for simplicity, okay? And it's going to be a shift turn, or what you might call a coil, into your right heel. So let's cover what's going on here. At setup, we want about 60-ish% of weight in your left leg, or your lead leg. I'm a right-handed golfer. It's my left leg. And then the first move off the ball is going to be a shift into your right leg, and then you're going to use that pressure to pivot and turn, right? Or rotate. So we're going to call that coiling up into the right heel, because when I'm done this movement, the majority of my weight's in my right heel, a little has countered into my left toe, or I should say my trail heel, that's my right one, and my lead toe. Okay, cool. That's step 1. We're going to coil into the trail heel, and that involves both your shift and your turn in that sequence, right? We're going to have changed the flex of our knees. You may or may not see some space there. Hips and shoulders have turned on this angle, and again, the majority of my weight is in the trail heel. Step 2 is what you might even call like the magic move. It's very important. I'd argue all the best ball strikers do it, but it's so quick, it's very easy to miss. But now that we have all this force plate, pressure mat technology, it's been like definitive that that's what a lot of at least the most powerful ball strikers for sure, but I'm going to argue a lot of the best ones are doing this, right? And what you're doing is you're going to be laterally shifting from trail heel into lead toe. There's going to be some rotation to the body, but like negligible, minimal, right? Not much. So you're almost looking to kind of preserve a little bit of that closure or rotation you have to the trunk, because what we're going to do is we're going to coil into the trail heel. That's 1. We're going to shift into the lead toe. Now, because my left or my lead side is under my trail side, there's going to be a downward kind of surfing, sliding element to that, all right? From a face-on view, we're going to coil into the trail heel, Notice that my lead knee is sort of inside my lead toe, right? If your knees can do that, injuries aside here. Then when I'm going to kind of cruise through step 2, that knee is going to go over the toe. If you've been in the gym at all, you know that's a prime position to push a lot of force into the ground with, right? Knees over toes. So I'm going to get my knee over my toe there, and then boom, there's step 3. I'm going to kind of push, explodes relative, take it easy, right? But you can explode once you harness control with this. But we're going to coil into the trail heel. I'm going to shift into the lead toe, and then I'm going to push off that lead toe, use the lead leg to turn and extend through the trail or the second half of the downswing, per se, okay? Notice my footwork here. I'm going to coil into my trail heel. I'm going to shift into my lead toe, and then once I push in the finish position, I'm on the trail toe. That's kind of released up there. Most of my weight finishes in the lead heel, and what you see in a lot of ball strikers, good ball strikers, that lead ball of the foot might even be a little bit into the air because that's how much they've coiled or uncoiled into the trail, into the lead leg. All right, cool. So 3 steps to pivoting: coil into the trail heel, shift down into the lead toe, push off that lead leg to turn and extend through the rest of your downswing into the finished position. Okay? Any questions? Hit me in the comments. If you liked what you saw today, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. I'll see you next time.